oftentimes if we look at the mistakes that people have made that struggle in business, we can identify the things to avoid doing that can help us be successful. Just looking at the right strategy doesn't always work. Sometimes we have to look at what are the mistakes that we're making that we think are helping us that we need to stop doing. And if I can be honest with you, after coaching thousands of business owners over the years, there's 7 things that I see that entrepreneurs commonly make as a mistake. They commonly do regularly. They commonly have these traits. They commonly have these habits. They're part of how they live their life. And they actually, many people think it's helping them be successful. They think that these traits are what's going to get them to success. And this is what pains me, because they're so stuck. Listen, they believe that the worst possible thing that they could do is what's actually going to produce success. And usually they can't even make $1 in their business. And so what are these 7 traits? Well, I wrote them down here. Being a perfectionist, being a people pleaser, lacking motivation and self-discipline, the need to be right all the time and prove that you're right all the time, being controlled by your feelings, being a procrastinator, and the last one, the inability to make daily content on their social media. And listen, halfway through that list, I bet I lost half my viewers because this is offensive. Because most of you see those as personality traits that have helped you throughout your life, that you believe you can't change, that you think are going to help you produce success. But those 7 things, when I see them in people, are common mistakes that people make that prevent them from ever making $1 in their business. Let's break those down. If you're a perfectionist, you're never going to put anything out there because it's never going to be good enough. So you need to start taking action imperfectly and put good enough stuff out there. That's 80 to 70% good enough, not 100. And stop being a people pleaser. If you're a pleaser, people are going to run all over you. You're not going to be able to sell. You're going to be so worried about what people think about you, trying to make them happy with you, trying to make them like you, that you will never be able to make money in a business. And if you lack motivation, listen, motivation's fleeting. Self-discipline is what gets you there. If you can't show up every day to do the work even when you don't feel like it, you might as well give up now and go work for somebody else. And then this one's huge, pride. The need to be right all the time. Prove that you're right and know everything, and only wait until you know all the things before you do anything. This pride goes before a fall. This pride keeps you from ever being successful. This inherent need to always do the right thing and be right will kill your chances of ever being successful as an entrepreneur. And if you're controlled and dictated by what you feel is good all the time, you will always be tossed to and fro by what feels good and never taking action until you feel like it's right. You have to break up with these patterns, my friends. And then if you're always putting things off until the future, you're never taking action. You're going to say, I'll do it tomorrow. I'll do it the next day. I'll do it next month. Next month will come and you'll never do it until next month, and then the next month, and then the next month. And then the last one, if you're so afraid of what people think about you and doing everything perfect, all of these, you're not going to make daily content on social media. You're not going to put daily content out there. And so when I see this, these habits, these mistakes that entrepreneurs make, these 7 things, they try to be perfect all the time. They try to make everybody happy and like them. They're a people pleaser. They lack motivation and they're waiting until they feel good enough before they ever do anything. And they can't discipline themselves like an adult to do things when they don't feel like it. That's a childish thing, my friends, that you got to grow past. And they're controlled by what feels good. And only going by their feelings all the time. And never doing anything. If it doesn't feel right, I'm not going to do it. Putting off to tomorrow and not making daily social media content. These 7 things. I meet people all the time. And they believe that these 7 things are helping them succeed. It's insane. And they won't ever make $1 in their business because of these 7 traits, these 7 habits, these 7 mistakes that they're making. This need to always be perfect, to never do anything unless it's perfect, to always make everybody happy and like them, to please everybody, to be a people pleaser. The inability to discipline yourself to do hard things when you don't feel like it. The need to be right and prove that you're right and battle for your right to prove that I'm right and everybody else is wrong. And being controlled by what feels good. Putting off to tomorrow, procrastinating what you should do today, because then you're going to put it off every single day, and not making daily social media content. These 7 things, I've coached thousands of business owners. Many of them have made millions of dollars. The ones that have made 6 figures and 7 figures, they get past these 7 things. They don't struggle with them. They don't deal with them. The successful people that I work with do not exist in a world where those 7 things are part of their reality. And every single person that I know that struggles to even make a dime struggles with a few off that list, or sometimes all of them. And so my friends, if you want to know what it takes to be successful, to stop making the mistakes that are keeping you from making the kind of money that you want to make in a business, break up with those 7 things. Being a perfectionist. I get that it might be your personality type. Learn how to grow past that. Figure out why it's that way. Often, childhood trauma is a big part of it. You made a mistake at one time in your past, and so then you made a personality decision for the rest of your life that you'll only ever do everything perfect. That's usually where it comes from. For safety and security. People pleasing. Well, I'm safe if everybody likes me. I'm safe if everybody's happy with me. I'm safe if I can please everybody and do what everybody wants. Again, usually comes from trauma or traumatic experience. Lack of motivation. This one's a big one because and it ties into being controlled by your feelings. You're only ever going to take action if you feel like it. You're going to have to build your business when you don't feel like it. The need to be right. This one is crazy to me. The need to always know the answer to things and never do anything unless you know it's right. This prideful need to be right and prove that you're right. Procrastination, putting off to tomorrow what you can do today. And then this last one, I'm serious. The inability to make daily social media content ties into those first 6. People that have made millions of dollars that I've worked with, that I've coached, they make daily social media content that connects with their target customer, that connects with the people that are going to buy from them, that leads people to purchase from them, and they make 6 and 7 figures. People that struggle, they say, I don't need to make content. Well, enjoy being broke. That's really what it is, my friends. If you're going to exist in these things, go get a job. Go work for somebody else. Give up on being an entrepreneur. Unless you plan on killing these 7 things in your life. That's not harsh. That's just reality, my friends. And yet so many people are holding on to them as their success strategy. They believe that these 7 things are what's going to get them to be successful as a business owner. Blows my mind. My friends, what are you going to do today to break up with those? I have a podcast. There's over 145 episodes on it where I talk about breaking these habits right here and developing new habits that are going to help you be more successful. Step-by-step strategies to transform your life to be a successful entrepreneur. Check it out at the Grow Your Life podcast, #GrowYourLife. You don't need to struggle with perfectionism anymore. You don't need to struggle with constantly trying to make everybody happy and being a people pleaser anymore. You don't need to struggle with your lack of motivation and lack of self-discipline. Grow past these things, my friends. If you want to be a successful business owner, into who you want to be, break up with the need to be right all the time. Break up with your need to prove that you're right and everybody's wrong and that you know all the right things. Stop being controlled by your feelings all the time. Stop putting off to tomorrow what you can do today. And please, start making daily social media content. Daily videos on social media are the best ones that you can do. TikTok and Reels, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, these platforms. Make one video, post it across all the platforms. Changes everything, I promise you. Stop believing that you're going to find some magic strategy to avoid ever changing these 7 things. I see people do that. They're trying to find the magic pill to still live in these 7 dangerous habits. And no matter what they learn, no matter what they try, doesn't work until they deal with these 7 things. You'd think that people would change these 7 things, but they don't. They exist in them for years as personality traits. It's time to grow up and change your life if you ever want to see yourself become successful as a business owner. You don't have time to be a perfectionist. You don't have time to be a pleaser, a people pleaser. It's always trying to make everybody like you and love you and be happy with you. You don't have time to not be disciplined. You don't have time to prove that you're right and know more than everybody else and learn all the things before you get started. You don't have time to be controlled by your feelings. You don't have time to procrastinate and put off to tomorrow what needs to be done today. You don't have time to not make daily social media content and daily videos. Start now, and everything's going to shift for you.